So today's video is going to be about my Cooler Master Masterbox Lite 3.1 build and what you can do to improve the airflow for better temperatures. Stay tuned to find out how. So starting with the graphics card, we got a MSI R9 390, an OCZ Trion 100 240 gigabyte, and for mass storage we got a Western Digital Blue 1 terabyte hard drive. For the processor, I went with the Ryzen 7 2700, mostly for multitasking and streaming. For memory, I went with G.Skill Ripjaws 3200 MHz DDR4 RAM. For the motherboard, I went with an ASRock B450M Pro 4. And the power supply, we went with a CX850M from Corsair. And of course, we got the Cooler Master Masterbox Lite 3.1 that we're going to put everything in. Let's get started on this build. So as you guys can see, midway through my first game, the temperatures were getting anywhere from 90 to 94 degrees, which is dangerous, especially for MSI R9 390. If there's any kind of temperature spikes or anything like that, it can ruin the card or cause a crash. So yeah, after this game, it was back to the drawing board, and I had to disassemble the computer, and here's how everything went after this. So first, what you're going to want to do is remove everything from the case and drill 4 holes at the bottom. You can use a mesh grill as a template. I bought this one on Amazon for, I think, $10 for 4 of them. So make sure that everything's lined up, and after that you're going to drill the hole for the actual the fan to breathe through. So I'll go ahead and show that clip next. So once I found the center of all 4 of those holes, I went ahead and got a 3-inch hole saw and used it to cut open a big hole at the bottom of the case. This way the fan can breathe, and it ended up working like a charm. So after you drill the bottom hole, you're going to want to drill the top hole. So use your mesh grill as kind of like a reference and center it so that it's in the very middle. Measure it, do whatever you have to do, but make sure it's centered. After everything's all centered, mark up with a marker all of the holes, drill them out, and this time I tried to use the hole saw again, but it didn't work. It just wasn't cutting all the way through, so I'll show you what I did after the outline was made with the hole saw. I'll show you guys what I did next. Alright, for some reason the hole saw wasn't getting through it, so at least it made a line around it for me. So now I have some tin snips. What you're going to do is you're just going to follow that line all the way around. I've already cut this out of it, but I had that center hole right there. I started from here. I started going around. So let me cut that out and I'll show you what it looks like after. So yeah, I went ahead and cut that out. Here's a piece that came out, and then I'm going to go make one more in the front right here. Now what I'm going to do is clean up the edges. I got my 3 holes, 1 on the bottom, 2 on the top. I'm going to clean it up with this Dremel right here, and I'll show you what it looks like after. Alright, so now I went ahead and got this hard drive tray right here, and I mocked out where the mounting holes are going to be for the hard drive. So I already went ahead and marked those with a permanent marker. It leaves like a little shine so I can kind of see it. So I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes, and yeah. Alright, so from the back of the case here, I had to go through this little frame right here because that's where the hard drive's holes are going to mount up. So I went ahead and put the bracket back here, lined everything up, And yeah, I'm gonna have to make this hole a little bigger so that I could get the whole screw through there, and yeah, show you guys what that looks like after. Okay, so for the hard drive, I'm going to mount it right in here. How I'm going to do that is I drilled some holes, and I used motherboard screws, which happen to be the same as the hard drive screws right here. So I'm going to put 4 of these in here and then mount it up. So this is the hard drive mounted. It has the ports going up right here so that I can easily bring in some cables from back there and secure it. Let's see. From the back side, these were the 2 screws that I used to mount it, plus these I had to drill a big enough hole so I could get the screws through and then be able to tighten it. So yeah, that's how I mounted the hard drive. So here's after I installed the hard drive and the 3 new fans for the 3 new holes that I made. After this, I don't have any clips of it except for it being done. I do apologize. I had a really limited time to make this video, and I also didn't have a cameraman or anything to hold my phone, so it was kind of difficult to do everything at once. But yeah, let's get to what it looks like now. No build video is complete without the removal of the protective film, so here it is. So here's what it looks like with all the modifications done to it from the outside. Let me go ahead and pull off the side panel and I'll show you guys what's going on the inside. So starting with the outside fans, I have 1 intake, 1 exhaust right here. These both are Arctic fans. They're the cheapest ones you can buy on Amazon. They come in a pack of 5. And then I got some mesh grills for the fans right here. This way it could filter out dust and prevent dust from getting in. In addition to those 2 top ones, I added a bottom one right here. And this one pulls in cold air and it feeds it to the graphics card because that's where I was having the main issue with heat. There used to be a hard drive cage right here, but I went ahead and removed that. Just left the solid state sitting right here. And then I went ahead and used some motherboard standoff screws or the risers. Mounted them to this hard drive. The screws fit perfectly in this, and then I use other screws on the back side to mount it to the case. So I have it vertically mounted right there. I took apart a Kingwin speed controller right here for the fans, and those are hooked. This is hooked up to this top fan, these 2 front fans, and the bottom one. This way I can control the speed. The speed, I have them at about 75% speed. I just went as high as I could before the fan started getting a little louder than I would like. So I went ahead and adjusted those to where it's quiet enough. And yeah, and then you have the exhaust right here. Those 2 are controlled by the computer, and these are all manually controlled by the Kingwin speed controller. So yeah, that's what I got going on in there, and it benchmarked really well as far as heat and temperatures go. So let's get to that and show you guys. see, the temperatures went down from 90 to 94 to now they're around anywhere from 75 to 80 at the most. I've never seen it go over 80. So yeah, I'm gonna call this a win. And yeah, one thing that I didn't mention is my idle temperatures went from around 45 to 50, and now they're in about 35 to 38 range, so I call that a win as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with it, and let's go to our outro. So this is the conclusion of the Cooler Master Masterbox Lite 3.1. If you guys like the aesthetics like I do, then go ahead and buy it if you're willing to put in the work and you guys have higher end hardware like a R9 390 graphics card that produces a lot of heat. There is work involved, but there's a big sense of accomplishment in any computer build, and when you have to modify the case, there's an even greater sense of, accomplishment. So yeah, I love the case. I love how it looks on my desk. It's nice and small. It sits in the corner perfectly, and yeah. So if you guys have any questions about what I did or how I did something, if I wasn't really clear on it, go ahead and comment, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you guys next time.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.